Yo, what's good, basketball heads? It's your boy Crush. Let's talk about the Clippers versus the Sacramento Kings. Russell Westbrook went in this game. I mean, this is his best game as far as being a Clipper. Russell went in, man. He wanted this game. You could tell he really wanted this win. He played great. He scored 27 points, had like 10 assists. Russell went in like he played so hard this game. And he played smart. He didn't fall in love with those stupid three-pointers like the last game when the Golden State Warriors basically baited him to shoot threes. He didn't do that. He played smart. Most of his shots was inside the paint to the rim, that's his strength basically. That's his game. So tonight he played to his strength. To the rim, attacking the paint, dishing the ball out. So he got most of his points around the basket. So Russ played well. My first issue is Plumlee. Plumlee could have had at least 20 points under the basket. This man get the ball under the basket, literally right under the basket, and he passed it out the entire night. Even the commentators is like, he's 7 feet. He won't shoot. Like, what is going on? Plumlee had a Ben Simmons moment tonight. It's like they traded bodies or traded places. Plumlee was Ben Simmons, basically. He's under the rim, literally right next to the rim, and he wouldn't shoot. He would pass the ball out every time. Almost every time, Plumlee gave up at least 18 to 22 points under the basket just because he wouldn't shoot. He refused to shoot. Why would you not shoot the ball? He's right under the basket. The commentators kept announcing it and pointing it out. They kept highlighting it like, look, he's under the basket. He won't shoot. He's 7 foot. That doesn't even make any sense. That's what Ben Simmons would do. So he had a Ben Simmons game tonight. He was great getting rebounds and stuff, but he would not shoot the basketball at all. Why would he not shoot the ball? He's under the rim. I still don't get that. So let's talk about the end of the game. I won't focus on the entire game because overall it was a good game. The Kings ran off with the game at a certain point in the third quarter and early in the fourth, but they came back and it was a tie game. They took the lead down the stretch. They had the lead. It was a good game. Overall, it was a good game. Russell Westbrook was amazing, had a masterful, brilliant game. Russ had a brilliant game tonight. But I'm going to talk about the final play down the stretch. So Paul George got the rebound. They double-teamed Paul George. He kicked the ball to Covington. He's signaling to Covington to pass the ball to the right because, they double-teamed him. Covington misread his signal, and he thought Paul George said to give him the ball back. But Paul George is signaling, move the ball to the right so we could get the ball into the front court. So Covington passed the ball back to PG, but he's already doubled. So now the time is elapsing. He got to get the ball out the back court. So PG passed the ball to Eric Gordon. They quickly doubled Eric Gordon. There was collapsing on him. So he passed the ball to Russ, and he went right through Russ' fingers. I don't know how Russell Westbrook wasn't able to grab that ball. It wasn't that hard. It just went right through his fingers, and that's the game, basically. It was mental error on Covington's part, because if Paul George is doubled and he throw the ball to you, why would you throw it back to him? He's doubled. That doesn't make any sense. You're supposed to move the ball forward. That's why he threw it to you. That's why he threw the ball to Covington, because he was doubled. So while PG is trying to signal to Covington, move it to the right, get it into the front court, Covington misread his signal and he thought PG was saying, give me the ball back. But that wouldn't make any sense because there's 2-man guarding him. So how does that make any sense? But Covington passed it back to PG anyway. And now the time is elapsing. He's trying to get it into the front court. You don't want to get a backcourt violation, right? So when he got it to Eric Gordon, they collapsed on him. So he quickly threw it to Russ. And it was a good pass. It wasn't too high. It wasn't too low. It wasn't too hard. It was a bit fast, but not that fast that you couldn't grab it. And Russ having bad hands. The funny thing is Skip Bayless always say Russell Westbrook have the worst hands in basketball. And for the first time, I have to agree. That pass wasn't so hard. It wasn't that fast, but for some reason, it went right through Russ's fingers. And that was the end of the game, ball game. That's crazy. So that was a sequence of what happened after Paul George got the rebound. Something as small as that is why they lost the game, because they weren't on the same page and Covington made a mental error. Even if Covington thought PG was asking him to throw the ball back to him, it just wouldn't make any sense logically because he's doubled basically. The defense has already collapsed on him. So regardless, why would you pass it back to him? You should be looking forward to get the ball into the front court. But Covington, I guess, had a low IQ moment and he passed it back to PG. And the rest is history, basically. You can't make this stuff up, man. You can't make this stuff up. It's crazy. At that moment, the Clippers were up by 1 point. So that was the most pivotal point of the game. If they secure and took care of the ball, guess what? More than likely, they won the game. That's what lost the game right there. And what's crazy about it, on Twitter, Skip Bayless is trying to blame Russ for that. You see how crazy that is? Anything that happens, Skip Bayless won't say anything. So Russ had a masterpiece, a masterful game, right? Skip Bayless is quiet. He's not tweeting, not saying anything. But the one time, which wasn't Russ' fault, Eric Gordon passed the ball to him. It went through his hand. Now Skip Bayless is tweeting, trying to put the blame on Russell Westbrook. This has nothing to do with him. This has nothing to do with Russell Westbrook. And Russ played a brilliant game tonight. This is definitely his best game by far. And all that got squandered because Ty Lue, I don't know what's up with his coaching because he was out of timeout. That's another situation. If Ty Lue had timeouts remaining, he could have called a timeout. But he used up all his timeout. This is the second or third game he did that. So Ty Lue keep burning all his timeouts. So in crucial moments when you need to make a timeout, he's all out. The next thing is PG has 7 seconds remaining. The Clippers are down by 1 after the turnover and, the Kings came back down. Sabonis scored a point. They're up by 1. PG has 7 seconds remaining. They had no timeouts. All he got to do, run as fast as you can, get the ball up court, and try to make a play. You don't have to get the last shot. Whoever could get a good look at it. Instead, PG liked to dribble like it's NBA Street. So he's dribbling, slowly coming up the court casually. Somewhat fast, but not fast, casually because he's going to take the last shot. Come up the court, then he pulls up. 2 guys contested him and he barely made it. Barely hit the front of the rim. If that. And that's the game. And Russell Westbrook had a brilliant game. He actually played very well this game. So now the Clippers are 0-5. They're going to blame this on Russ and say it's his fault. They're 0-5 currently. Since Russell Westbrook been on the Clippers, they're 0-5. It's not his fault, but it's not looking good, man. And Plumlee refused to shoot the ball under the rim, gave up like 20 points not doing that because he wouldn't shoot. Just shoot the ball, man. Who cares? So that sums up the game tonight. Another loss. Ty Lue ran out of timeouts because he used all his timeouts. He burned all his timeouts and he had none left. So they couldn't even time out to set up a play or get the ball across the court. Get the ball into the front court. And that's the game, basically. But as always, man, I'll holla. As always, we just talking basketball. Hit the subscribe button. Like, comment, share. Holla at your boy.
It's all about the game and how you play it. It's all about the game. I'ma say it. It's all about the game.